Hello everyone, my name is Zach, and welcome to another Writer's Workshop. I keep on forgetting to meet you. Welcome to another Writer's Workshop stream. I'm gonna be live streaming myself working on my next book. Before I get things started, the blur filter is in effect good. Last time I streamed, I didn't have the blur filter in effect, so it kind of has some spoilers on screen for a bit. I am getting ready to write a stream that I have no idea how to write. I have a goal in mind for it, but I don't know how I'm going to accomplish it. And meanwhile, I have another scene after it that is going to be heavily revised when I get to that, writing that scene out like in full when I'm drafting the book and not working on the outline. And this is, I'm gonna do like a lot of research for the location. I don't know how much I can actually get done, but there's actually a couple places I want to do research on. One of them is Las Vegas, for an earlier scene in part 1 where Alec goes to Las Vegas, and I wanted to go ahead and tour Las Vegas and see the sites. I can be as accurate as possible when I'm describing it. The other thing that I wanted to do was to travel to Los Angeles and see if I can tour the police station that's going to be the location in this book. And if I can't tour, I'm going to be calling someone who works in that police station probably soon to try and figure out what the place looks like, what it's like inside, and all this kind of stuff. What's kind of frustrating is at least the police stations in my town and the town next door to us, which is College Town, the police stations, you can't go inside. You have to call 911, and when to file a report, a police officer goes to meet you. And this wasn't always the case. It was actually a change made during COVID. COVID happened in 2020, and this book will take place in roughly either the end of 2018 or 2019. I'm kind of flip-flopping between those two settings. Apologies for my dog's barking, I can't do anything about it. So I need to call someone who works at this police station. It's going to be the location for this final conflict. And I need to understand like how exactly they operate, because if they did have the interior of the stations available for law enforcement officers to work in 2018, or if they were always like did the same thing as my town and the town next door does now, then it might like put this entire plot of this book completely, it may just completely screw everything up. So I will need to do a lot of research in this, and it's possible this upcoming section that I'm getting ready to draft will be heavily revised, and I may need to choose a different location. I actually had a different location in mind before I started before I had the idea to have the final battle being set in a police station. I had the idea of having it being in a factory, an abandoned factory, but I changed the setting to be more symbolic of Alec and the main antagonist, Levi Beckett, and their history together, because they both worked at a police station, and the police station that they worked at has been remodeled and reused as a museum since it kind of was forced to shut down in the 70s due to an earthquake. So that original police station is no longer active. It's now a museum, and they opened another police station like a couple blocks down. Has similar name but is smaller. And that's the one I'm going to be using as a setting. and I'm not sure if I can actually use that or not because I haven't actually done too much research in that place. Anyway, it's going to get things started. This scene number 10. This scene is the one that I don't really know how exactly I want to write yet, so it's something I need to think about. As of right now, I have a character in here that is going to be important. Like, she is presented to be the wife of one of the main protagonists of this story. And I kind of introduced her to serve a specific purpose, or like as motivation for the protagonist. But as of right now, her character is very empty, and she needs to be significant enough to serve a specific purpose in the story, because otherwise she's just like a blank, boring character. And I'm not sure how I'm going to write it. I have an idea of something, but at this point I feel like that idea might be kind of cheesy. Go and try and write something. I'll get to the point where I will need to think of something, and then I'll just stop writing to try and brainstorm some things. My brain just died. I can't remember what that character's name is. Jonah. Okay, let's see here. And I forget that character's name. Shit. Hold on. His name is at the tip of my tongue. Oh, not this. Did my stream freeze? My stream froze, didn't it? Hold on, I'm gonna have to reboot the stream on my phone. Stream actually froze. Okay, it's back up now. I just had to refresh it. Sorry about that. Let's go back to this. I'm looking for the name of a character. I just came. Name Caleb. That's the name. I don't even need to look at it. Don't save. Caleb. Let's see. Hold on. How do you spell that word? It's a weird word. Last time that I introduced this character, last time this character was seeing the stories, she actually witnessed another character dying, essentially. I'm trying to be vague about who dies. But, will actually be an important, actually an important moment, for these, characters. Okay, I have an idea for a funny comedic scene as well. And I like to introduce comedy in moments of seriousness, just to try and uh, bring levity to a tense situation. Because I think that comedy could be like a valid tool for like gaining like engagement in a story. I just don't know with how it's being written right now. I just don't know how that's gonna fit. I could put it here. Yeah, this could be a good place. Uh, Actually, do I want to do this? Kind of out of place. Doesn't really add anything. It's really only funny to me. It's not really. It's I mean, like. Uh, this is kind of tough. This whole scene is like a gray area for me. This can be the final scene where you see these two characters around for the rest of the book. They're not gonna come back until book 3, and it needs to be powerful enough for the reader to go, "Oh, That's why she's there. I can see why she was important. I can see why she was consistently brought up. If I don't do anything powerful with this scene, then this character just might as well not have been there. That is my problem here. When I was drafting my master's project, my creative project, when I was going for the master's degree, I kind of did like a part of this book, like the first like few sections of this book. I had a workshop plan where Alice was where this character was introduced, and a lot of my classmates didn't really like the character, didn't really think that she was interesting. The point with that character is to kind of show like another side of the family that is experiencing loss, because really like this kind of like focuses the story kind of focuses primarily on the relationship between father and son, between Alec Lowe and his son Jacob Lowe. And I was kind of throughout book one, I was kind of describing how both Alec and his wife Janet process grief in different ways. And I was kind of expanding on that in book two, where Jacob's wife Alice was also experiencing grief in different ways. But the idea with using Alice Lowe as a character in the story was to kind of provide motivation for Jacob Lowe to want to leave purgatory and to be with his family, because at the end of book one, he didn't want to leave purgatory. And I realize I'm being like very spoilers because people, it's the first time I'm bringing up purgatory, but purgatory is a location that you go to in book one. And it's like a very important place. It's like a place where angels and demons go when they die. Sort of like in Supernatural, where purgatory was where all monsters go when they die. I believe is also where the Leviathans lived, if memory serves, before they were released in season 7 or season 8, somewhere around there. Leviathans, I feel like, were just completely wasted in the Supernatural. They could have been like an interesting force, but I feel like they were kind of a missed opportunity. Anyway, uh, actually, was it that early? It might have been later. Anyway, Jacob, like by the end of when Jacob was last seen in this book, in this section, it was already getting a motivation to leave. He already had like a plan forming about a way that he could leave and kind of accomplish his goals at the same time. He needs to find a way to tie that motivation in with Alice to kind of make it so that there is a reason for her being there. Haven't quite found it yet. God, this is part that is always the hardest for me with writing. Like usually writing comes easy to me. But there's always a part in the writing process where I have to really think hard about how something should be written. And my brain just draws a blank. How my brain works is I'm never actually thinking about anything, and it takes more effort for me to think about something for longer than a minute than what to think of nothing at all. And that's just kind of the case right here. My brain is completely blank. I can't think of anything. I'm really just discussing my thoughts more than anything. Also trying to visualize the story. I have a inkling of an idea of a direction this could go, but if I were to write it out right now, the idea would be kind of flat, if that makes sense. Like it wouldn't have that much impact for the reader. Kind of like the idea is being morphed a bit. It's not all there. Sometimes I have difficulties coming up with essentially like different variations of the word said, of all things. Okay, there's a lot of words that imply different things, different tones. I'm trying to find the right word that works with tone. Commended. Commended could be good. Lauded. Held. Go with commended. Word I use often. Okay. I Okay, this idea is starting to really take shape now. Okay, I think I'm getting somewhere. I think I'm getting somewhere. And I now need to find a synonym. Question, interrogated, request, demanded, quiz. Word has a different meaning. Beseech. Exhort me. Nah, not the right word. I guess I can use quizzed. Pose is something else. Yeah, let's go quizzed. You need to use a specific words that reflect the context of the quote. And I know a lot of words, but sometimes you need to find like a specific one that works. It is so easy for me to default to he said, she said. I'm trying to be better about that. And I even like defaulted more advanced words as well. Like I used utter a lot. Like so and so uttered as a way of whenever someone says something under their breath. I say that so and so uttered. And I need to find any better alternatives for words like that. That's something I did a lot in book one, my first few drafts. Let's see, how did I? I need to get some drink. I will say, got a job a couple days ago now. As a game tester. Uh, just pretty much had to play this mobile game to get to a certain level, and I get paid for it. I don't even think I have to finish it. I just need to progress. But I just get paid for reaching certain milestones, and things that kind of really slow down because it's so freaking hard to get experience at high levels. That's what I've been working on lately. I'm getting kind of like really annoyed. People getting notifications on Discord from this group I was kind of forced to join. I'm trying to think. Go back to this. Stop being distracted. Uh, Droned is another word that I use way too much. Explained just getting there as well, but I haven't really used that as much as droned or uttered. Okay, I need to pull up my thing again. Okay, let's see. Okay, I really want to use word utter again. I need to find a better alternative. Emit, let out, give, produce, issue, come out with, breathe. Whisper, deliver, exclaim, gasp, wheel, hoot, blurt, stutter, whimper, ejaculated. That is not a word I would use to as a substitute for utter. Guess groaned. What else we have? Enunciate, bring out. Murmur, breathe. A good word I can use. He's really like complaining, so grumble would be a good one. I gotta be honest here. I honestly kind of hitting a wall. You guys is just focusing entirely on Jacob to bring him back into Alice. I need to go back earlier in this. And there's like earlier in part 2. Got it. Uh, fuck. Try searching this. No. This wasn't the last time I showed Jacob, was it? Was it in part 1? No, there's one more scene after this. And there's this scene, which is entirely focused on Jacob's point of view. Yeah, this wasn't seen by Alice. I want to rewrite that. I'm really, in this current scene, I'm really just repeating this entire plot line here. I forgot I wrote that, so I'm just repeating myself. Shit. Okay, damn it. Ooh, 20% battery. Damn it. Ah, fuck, I hit a wall. I need to get rid of all of this now. God damn it. Yeah, because it's just repeating, it's just talking. Oh my god. Damn it. I forgot about that plot line. Because I wrote this scene as if Jacob just found out about this, but he already knew about it like earlier on in the story. Damn it. Fuck. Back to square one. I don't know what. My idea means nothing now. My idea actually means nothing now because it just revolved around that plot element, but it's recycling information that the reader already knows. God damn it. I don't know what to do. I wrote myself into a wall. I don't know how to do this. Get rid of this too. I honestly don't know what to do. I don't know what the path forward for this. I want this scene. Fuck, I need to think about this more. Of all things for me to be stuck at, this is not the one I was expecting to be stuck at for this long. I don't have a clear idea. I don't have an idea about how to progress. I actually hit a wall. So, for those curious, for those of you watching who are writers themselves, this is some very helpful advice that may be helpful to you. When I was in grad school, had to take like a creative writing class every single semester. But one of the first classes that I took in grad school was a bachelor's level creative writing class, and one of the students asked the professor, my old mentor, uh, how you will get over a writer's block. And my mentor said something that doesn't really apply to me, but it could apply to you. Because his strategy does work for most people, it just doesn't work for me. If you are encountering writer's block, the best course of action is to try writing about anything. Just don't even think, just write. And you'll overcome it over time. For me, that doesn't really work. Because the way that I write is so different, I can't just write random stuff, the first thing that comes to mind. Because the stuff that I write, I I'm like, I guess you could say like I'm a serious. Oh, that's sounds like demean, I guess, but I value my story very seriously, and I'm always thinking about what each character experiences, what each character knows, and I'm always thinking about what would make sense and what wouldn't, what each character would say and do, and all these different types of factors. So if I just write about random, the first thing that came to my mind to overcome a writer's block, it may get me over the block, but it would not really make sense in the context of the story because for all I know, like the things that I said wouldn't really be in character. What the character wouldn't be in line with what the characters would say or do, and I have to visualize the story. A huge part of my writing process is seeing the story, and I can't see the story right now. I literally don't have an idea. I can't see the story. It's just I need to think about this more. And unfortunately, like I would have thought that we'd done with this scene by now. This is really a short scene. The scene will be maybe like 3 or 4 pages long in the book. But I'm hitting a point where I need to be able to figure out a way past this in a way that makes sense, in a way that fits, and in a way that brings both characters to their conclusion for this specific book. This will be the last time you see Alice Lowe and Jacob Lowe, and it used to be a scene that just kind of not only just kind of adds a purpose to Alice Lowe being a character here, but kind of brings closure to Jacob's role in the story. Jacob probably won't be seen in book 3 until he is reunited with his family at the end of book 3. I don't think I'm going to be including him in any scene before then. So this will be the last time you see Jacob. This will be the last time you see Alice until the end of book 3. and this scene needs to be a good enough, a really good conclusion for their characters for now. And I don't have a solution for that. I wrote myself into a corner and I can't see a way out. This is something I'm going to need to think about for a bit. And unfortunately, I don't think that just having a stream for 30 minutes, I'm just kind of staring into the camera, I don't think that's going to be entertaining. It's something that will likely take like a few hours, maybe a couple days for me to figure out. If I still haven't figured this out by Thursday's stream, I'm just going to go ahead and cancel Thursday's stream. But I think I am going to be in live stream here, mainly because I need to figure out a way past this wall. Because if I'm able to get past the wall, I can finish the entire thing, no problem. But it's just this wall, of all things. Of all things, the story for me to get caught up, it's this scene here, which is not, again, like, not really meant to be a long scene, but it will be a conclusion for the two characters, and I don't have a way to get past it. I need to think about it more. I need to think about it more. Anyway, if you are remotely, I'm gonna have to end this off here. If you are remotely interested in what season of games I cover on my channel will be played 5% completion. I'm gonna be streaming Far Cry 4 from 100% completion on Fridays, 1 p.m. to 5 Pacific Standard Time. I'm gonna be streaming Just Cause 1 from 100% completion on Saturdays, 1 p.m. to 5 Pacific Standard Time. And I'm gonna be streaming Borderlands 3 for 1% completion on Sundays, 1 p.m. to 5 Pacific Standard Time. Additionally, that Tuesdays through Thursdays, I'm gonna be hosting a writer's work streams focusing on my writing. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm gonna be hosting a writer's workshop streams where Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm gonna be streaming live stream from 1 p.m. to 5 Pacific Standard Time. I'm gonna live stream myself working on my next book. Wednesdays, gonna be hosting a writer's analysis stream, so I'm gonna be analyzing some aspect of my creative project. Tomorrow, for my writer's analysis stream, I'm gonna be analyzing the character of God. I'm gonna be live streaming from 1 p.m. to an undetermined amount of time. I'm gonna have to wrap this up here. I need to really like brainstorm and try and figure out a way to get past this. If I'm not able to figure out a solution by Thursday, then I'm just going to cancel the stream as I said before. If I do cancel the stream, I'm actually would be willing to cancel Tuesday through Thursday streams as well for the next week until I'm able to figure out a solution to this, because this is just, I'm not comfortable with continuing doing writer's analysis streams in weeks where I'm now working on this book. So anyway, that's gonna do it for today. I need to think.